Sensation.
Feel the sound, oh you make my heart pound. Fill me up, bring me down when I hear your sound. Come around, feel the sound, oh you make